Yo! What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey! We always locked in, my God. That's why. We always locked in. What's good, Elijah? Happy Friday, y'all. What's good? What's good? What's good, man? You gonna love this episode, honestly. You gonna love this episode, Elijah. What's good, everybody? Happy Friday, man. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing, man? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in to another episode of the Jayson Estrera podcast where we talk about basketball as accurate as possible. Now, before we get into that, how's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Y'all got anything for this weekend? What's happening? What's happening? What's everybody into? What's everybody into? What's everybody into? I did want to talk about something real quick before we get into basketball. I did want to talk about something real quick. You know how, and I do this, I'm sure a lot of people do this, right? Y'all ever, have that superhero complex, that main character vibe? You ever see a situation like, if I was in, pick a movie, pick a TV show, if I was in that situation, I would have done what the hero was doing. How many people have ever felt like that? How many of y'all have watched fucking whatever, the Superman or Fantastic Four lately, right? Or any cop movie? How many of y'all ever watched that and said, I could do exactly what that guy is doing in this movie right now? Because I'm guilty. I've done it too. I've done it too. And then, at least for me, I love playing video games, right? I love games, right? Hey, listen, man. I always think if I was in Lord of the Rings or some shit, or in this case, if I was in Star Wars, I would have been the best. Hey, in my brain, I'm him, right? There's this game, right? It's called Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't know if y'all have heard of it, right? And in that game, you could play as Darth Vader and Yoda and stuff like that, right? When I tell you I am ass, when I tell you I am complete dog shit, I'll be having to rethink, hey, maybe I would have been one of the first ones to die in that movie. Hey, there's this new game out. Well, the beta's out right now. Not Star Wars. Battlefield 6 is out, right? There's a demo out. And I play Call of Duty. I'm nice in Call of Duty. I'm alright. I'm not gonna say I'm nice. I'm alright. I played this shit. I'm like, man, they better not send me to war. Hey, I'm like, yo, I'm a liability. Hey, check this out. Hey, yo, check this out, man. I seen my work. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. This game realistic and shit. Yeah, Hey, man. Don't. I'm not. Hey, sometimes you get humbled the opposite way. I'm just, I know some people don't want to admit that, but it happens sometimes. I think that too, but I'm smart. I want to be an Avenger and fight Thanos, but peep. I'm with you, man. I would love to think so. Hey, maybe given some time and practice, right? Maybe given some time and practice, but hey, as presently as I stand, with 2 feet in the ground, nah. Teleporting in or using Doctor Strange portal, dumping What's hotter on him teleporting out? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. In my mind, I could do that shit. In my mind, I could do that shit. And then I'm trying to do it in the video game, and I just look dumb as shit. Oh man. Oh man. Hot water on him until yeah, see man, like hey, I was getting humbled, bro. I was getting humbled. Hey, yeah, hey, not for nothing. There's some of them guys that was on the other team. Either y'all are cheating or y'all were in the military, because some of y'all was just way too coordinated, bro. Some of them was way too coordinated, because some of the in one of the game modes you gotta secure a position, so you gotta stand there and secure the spot. And when I tell you, dumb fools came in like SWAT team, bombs going off everywhere. Their tank was coming from this side. The soldiers was coming from the other side. Look, hey, listen, bro. I didn't know what was going on. I thought SEAL Team 6 pulled up on me. Bro, listen. Hey, whoever y'all are, hey, whatever y'all doing, get out of my lobby. I don't want to play with y'all militaristic ass. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all got strategies and shit. Nah, bro. It was mad fun at first. And then I was like, hey, y'all a little too good at this. Y'all a little too good at this shit. But yeah, man, hey, it's been a lot of fun. Honestly, I think and this is a part of what we're going to talk about today, is the beauty in improving. Right? There's something about being the beginner at something and watching yourself improve. Right? There is something so satisfying, because the reality is, right, from whatever, let's say level 100 is when you're a master, right? Level 1 through 30, the growth from level 1 through 30 and whatever it is that you're doing, let's say basketball, let's say you got to get to level 100 to become a master at it. Level 1 through 30, the growth you would see from level 1 through 30, it would feel like it's worlds apart. Right? Once you get closer to level 70 to 100, that growth is very minuscule at that point. Right? It's very minuscule. But the time where you go leaps and bounds are in that early process of getting better at something. So with that being said, I think that part has been a lot of fun. That part, I don't know about y'all, but the learning curve in trying to get good at something is something I enjoy when it comes to sports and games. That to me is the part that's extremely fun. So with that being said, we're going to be talking a lot about defense today. What was it that you were saying about Trae Young, Elijah? What was it that you were saying? You were looking for, let's see, how about this? Let's pull up. Let us pull up some Atlanta Hawks highlights. How about let's do that? Excuse me. What's a game that they got really stomped at? What's a game where they got beat really bad this year? People exaggerate how bad he is on defense. Let's take a look. Let's what game can we I don't know why the Spurs keeps coming up. Miami Heat, Summer League. What the fuck? We don't care about no Summer League. The Suns, Hawks. I'm trying to see a team that'll really put him in action. I guess let's see him against De'Aaron Fox. Now, I'm gonna skim through this first because I don't want to get hit with some copyright shit, with some copyright cheese. But let me skim through it a little bit, and then let's. This is February 5, 2025. Because we can find the box score to that game as well. Right here. Bam. Oh, by the way, I got put onto some fire tequila over the weekend. Bro, it's some Costco tequila. Boy, that shit was elite. That shit was elite. All right, so let me skim through this real quick, and then we'll go through it. That's a shit turnover, but it is what it is. All right, it's just a fast break. That's not important. We could also look at like scores. Let's see. The Spurs, let's see their 51 field goals made. This is probably going to be on
Daniels has developed
loud. I mean, a bunch of these are just really tough fucking shots right now. This is depending on what their philosophy is on defense. Is the first one that I've seen. Depending on what their philosophy is on defense, whether their call is to switch or to stay at home,
opens up his offensive game.
This looks like a rookie mistake. This looks like it's a rookie mistake.
The more dominant of a
He essentially picked his own teammate. If he doesn't come up so high and just lets this play kind of happen, no, it essentially should have expected that it was a ghost screen and he wasn't actually setting a pick. He essentially switches wide open for a shot. Let's see what's over here. That's nothing.
With the deceleration move, Richard, that has become so
Let's see right here.
Young with a little sauce.
And this is the issue that Wembanyama this is the issue that he creates. He doesn't even contest the shot. Right? He doesn't even jump. This should be a floater for Trae Young. 90% of the time, this should be a floater. And Wemby, who doesn't even jump, forces this turnover.
And through to the wrong guy. Vassell picks it off. Fox in transition, pulls the three.
I mean, there's really nothing as of yet in this that I've seen. Trae Young's over here.
He's got all different things in his package.
I mean, really, nothing has really come from this as of right now.
Chris Paul off the rotation.
He could have rotated earlier, but I mean, from those clips in particular, they're a bad defensive team, right? The Atlanta Hawks are a bad defensive team, and we'll start right here. We'll start right here. I think this is important to start right here, because I think The first thing that you have to do is lay the foundation, right? The foundation with your team, right? Which means certain scenarios, there are things that your team likes to do, right? And those principles are consistent, right? Like taking space, like whether you're going to prevent paint or perimeter shots. These things have to be very consistent with your team. And then as the game goes, your team has to be able to adjust and read. But those principles stay as consistent as they can be. And when you come in as an individual, I think this is important, but this is also something that can be consistent for your entire team. And let's take a look at this. And obviously, people will be like, Jeremy Lin talking about defense. Ignore who the player is. Just listen to what they are talking about.
The biggest thing that I teach is you don't have to block the shot. All you need to do is make them just a tiny bit uncomfortable. All right, so I taught this move. Boom, I went boom, boom, shot. A lot of people, they try to block the shot up here. All right, go ahead and shoot it. So everybody has a different line. Your line is right through here. All right, so before I play you, I'm gonna do my homework. But when I guard you, I'm not trying to strip the ball here. I'm not trying to block it here. I just need my hand right in that line because now they're really uncomfortable. All right, even if they're able to shoot it and they have to bring it around, the hand is here and they bring it around and shoot. If they make it, damn, great shot. Like, you deserve it. Or a lot of times they're able to get the shot off, but the hand is here and they kind of fade a little bit, 90% of the time short, right? So just making sure that you know what these guards want to do and you just got your hand right in that line to make them uncomfortable. I don't need you to have quick hands and strip. I don't need you selling out trying to get a block. All of a sudden you're knocking him over, he got 3 free throws. Just stay solid, keep that hand right in that line. Even if he's switching, you're right here, You're still just trying to disrupt him so he never feels like he can just rise and shoot. Now the rest of the stuff, he's attacking, he starts feeling like he can't shoot it, he's starting to get in the paint. Now the closer he's getting to the rim, the easier it is for you guys because you have a height advantage. All right? So get right.
So he said a lot of really valuable things in that, right? He talked about doing your homework, understanding the line for your opponent, right? What line the ball likes to take. And essentially he's talking about just disrupting all of that. It's not like guys like Jeremy Lin or Trey don't try. It's just people expect them to be locked down, like be for real. And that is the crucial thing, right? That you're talking about, that he's alluding to. You don't have to steal the basketball. You don't have to steal everything. You don't have to block every shot. Right? You don't have to steal everything. You don't have to block every shot. And this is a core that I have always believed in. Effort is great. There is such a thing as too much effort. There is such a thing as too much effort. You are doing too much. There's hero ball on the offensive side of the ball. There's hero ball on the defensive side of the ball. You're trying to overly deny everything. You're trying to steal every dribble, every pass. You're trying to block every shot. Guess what you are doing when you play like that? You are putting yourself out of position consistently, And not only are you putting yourself out of position, now you are putting your defense out of position. See, that's the thing that a lot of people don't take into account. It's great if you can get the steal or the block. If you don't, what's happening behind you? Right? The second your man gets behind you, now your entire team is at a disadvantage. And that comes with doing too much. Yes, absolutely. JJJ falls into playing too hard sometimes. Yeah, and honestly, one of my all-time favorites, like Russell Westbrook, can get caught up into this sometimes. Like Russ, for the amount of effort and how hard he plays, he can sometimes fall into that, right? Going too much, doing too much. It makes it easy for the offensive player to now dictate you, because now I know every fake, I'm gonna get you to move out of position. Which brings me to the next part, right? And this will probably sound really weird, right? Again, yeah, Russ is one. Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's hard to fault these guys sometimes because they are putting in so much effort. Again, it's about controlling it, right? And I've also had this 80% rule, right? My 80% rule, again, goes against someone playing 150% at all times. Aim to be 80%. Meaning, when people are trying to get to 100%, it forces, in my opinion, that mentality to overplay and to do too much. When you are thinking 80% and the entire team thinks like that, now you understand that you have to rely on someone else at some point in time. Meaning trust, right? If everyone aims to be 80% great, I think you get people who don't overplay as much. And you know, a great example of this, right? unfortunately is Luka Doncic, who's had this incredible transformation, right? He's had this incredible body transformation, and I think his offense is going to be great. And I know you've been on his ass about this, Elijah, but defense is about effort and wanting to. You could be in the best shape possible. If you don't want to be in the right spot, you will not be in the right spot. So let's take a look at some of his highlights against Germany. This was from a couple days ago, like last week. Let's take a look at some of this.
Kiss off the glass.
Actually, that's the wrong one.
Trying to see if that'll carry over here in Eurobasket summer in the Olympic Games.
All right. Ball's all the way out.
So Germany had a strong
The big dribble handoff.
showing
He should really be much lower by this
last summer in
point.
the
And
Olympic Games.
at the end of the day, is this his fault necessarily? No. Right? Because he just makes a great move. He's hustling. But if you get into that mentality of, oh, I got to put a body on this guy, knowing that this guy is going to dive. He's their big. He is going to dive every time. If he would have put a body on him,
Trying to see if that'll carry over
he
here
probably
in
doesn't get that
Eurobasket.
tip in. I get that 0 is there as well too, but again, Luka, you got to be able to control what you can control, right? I think he gets a shot here. That's not going to change.
Now has the first field goal, and it comes from 3-point territory for the 26.
Again, everyone is overplaying, right? Everyone is overplaying. What did I talk about being connected? Number 23 should know that these 4 guys can defend this, right? These 4 guys can defend these 3 players. And you should know that you're essentially going to have to split the difference between corner and wing, right? But whether it's not having a solid base or whether you don't trust that these players are going to be able to contain this, look at what happens.
Goal, and it comes from
he could be lower. Luka could be lower, could be lower. Great cut. Great cut just to cause a diversion. 42 is wide open in the corner. Right? And if you're Luka, if we're looking at this on film, right? If we're looking at this on film.
Now has the first field goal, and
again, you gotta take up this space right here. 23, you gotta move over. You got everything covered. Right here, you gotta, like right here, if you're looking at this right here, pause right here, there's no way you guys score. Or at least not on a great shot. You have a box out right here, you have 2 on the basketball, and you have 2 guys that could split the difference between 3 shooters. Right? This guy needs to stay probably closer to right here. And Luka needs to be able to react, or which is what happens if 9 dives, he needs to be able to cut this guy off. Right? So the only pass would be covered by 23 going to 42, and Luka would have to get out to number 21. That should be the play. But instead,
3-point territory.
Everyone breaks down. 23 is in no man's land. Absolutely in no man's land. And again, trust. Right? You have to be able to trust your players and your teammates to make that play and that read. And overplays it. Wide open.
In Germany.
This is awful.
Catch and shoot
Yo,
in Germany.
like, listen, man. Like, this is awful. This is really bad. This is really bad, y'all. Cool. Right? There's a dribble handoff coming. Everyone is covered. You're either gonna jam him at the catch to force him out, or you're gonna go under, right, and try to meet him over here, right? And the big is either gonna pop or he's gonna dive. 21 should pop out. Everyone's just playing ball, right? Everyone's playing ball. They're just reading at this point. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. You guys should have this covered. Even if you get jammed up on the pick somehow, like there should anything but what happens should happen. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What is this? What is this? Like like, bro, what?
Wagner sees a crease and slams it through. Plus,
you gotta be able to prevent that.
Foul.
And last thing,
Through the contact.
we got hit with some ad cheese, bro. We got hit with that ad cheese.
Slovenia, here in Slovenia, with the rim and take an easy. Steady
Where's the one where he gets jammed up, bro?
And strapped out, second effort. Kramer.
So, you know, Luka is I don't love what I'm seeing. If I'm being honest, I don't love what I've seen so far, and I think I think the highlights that I'm thinking of is actually with this next game that we'll pull up, and which brings me to the next topic, right? Which is space, right? I'm a big believer in space, right? When you're the defense or the offense, you have to concede, you have to take space. If you're the defense, you have to take space to push the offense out as far as you can. If you're the offense, you're trying to get space going towards the rim. That's how I've always seen basketball, is the battle for that space, right? Whoever can consume that space and get to the basket a lot more consistently, more often than not, will have a higher chance of winning more games. Right? So let's take a look at this right here.
The biggest thing you need to do as a guard is before he catches the ball, every 1 inch that you push him out, his shooting percentage will continue to go down and down and down. So let's say Dele has the ball, they got the switch and he's wanting it. As long as if I'm here and I'm able to do this, and right as the ball is passed, this is key right here, go back. As the ball is being passed, push him a little bit. Because if I can just even get like half a foot, that percentage will continue to go down, down, down. So when they're going to catch the pass, give them a nice little push and get them out. After that, everything is about no space and no angles. And so a big part of it is the no space is as he bumps, you come in and bump. I'm not strong enough where I'm gonna prevent him from going towards the rim. But if he hits me and I give this much versus if I give this much, that's a big difference. If you can get him to take 2 dribbles, weak side will probably be coming, or you'll probably have a trap. But the goal is, can I have him take 2 dribbles without letting him have his feet in the paint? That's the goal. Now, most bigs will not be able to have the skill to be able to turn, spin, get off. So let's say you try to spin. The advantage as a guard is what? Our speed. So we're able to be right here, but as he's spinning, boom, I'm right into this area right here. All right, so this area, come back this way, this is key right here. If I can control him right here, that's key, but I can't just leave my hand there, because good offensive players, they're gonna draw fouls, or they're gonna start hitting your hand away. So I'm either here, or I'm here, and I'm in and out. I'm in, chest, like this, right? But if I'm just here the whole time, he's just gonna hit my hand, and then go. Can I just give him no space?
So he said a lot of really great things right there. Talking about not conceding space. Talking about not conceding space. Talking about, something that you would have to kind of infer a little bit is understanding. Understanding the players, right? You have to do your homework. Players, humans are creatures of habits, right? Humans are creatures of habits. And as much as people train and practice, it is very difficult to get someone out of their comfort zone. So, to his point, getting someone off of their spot just so their jump shot is an inch or 2 away from where they like to practice or where they like to shoot it, just so their floater is a little bit off from where they like to shoot it, from where they like to take it. All of those little things are important. Do you make them take longer dribbles? Can you guard not allow straight line drives? Do you understand shading? No, absolutely. All of those things, like Tony Parker, for example, on this shot, right? Understanding, okay, we can't let him. He likes to, and you'll see on the next play where he likes to get it. He just makes a tough shot, and you shake his hand.
Williams picks up the foul.
But this next shot
Bellinelli played Chicago.
This is the opposite of what you want.
And a confident player.
He gets it exactly where he is comfortable. He can make this with his eyes closed. He can make an order on the way up. He could do whatever the fuck he wants from this spot. Right? And the idea is to always force these great players out of their comfort zones, because the reality is, even if you push them off, they can still make it. But again, you take those little victories.
In the lane. Got it.
We forced them to be a little bit tough.
Losing. He had 21 and he was 5 of 10.
Look, they pushing him and shit. Like you have to do whatever you can, right? Because great players, the thing about great players, and the thing that about having a bag, right? The thing about having a bag that's gotten kind of misunderstood, and I know people only watch highlights. People don't watch entire games, right? These guys do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's slight variations, right? Maybe after I just one dribble and blow by you, I gotta pull the ball back and then go. Maybe I gotta do a crossover into the tween to get to my, like, there's little variations, but if you really watch a full 48-minute game, the guys that are really great, the guys that are really consistent, they do a lot of the same things over and over again. And so it's that constant battle of not conceding even a little bit, because this is the other part too that I've always believed in defense. You can't grade on how well you played defense on whether someone scored or not. If that's how you grade your defense, you are the world's worst. It don't matter who you are. Even the greatest defenders of all time, if that's how you grade your defense, you are the world's worst. Again, great defense is simply contesting someone so that you can give them a slightly different look. That's all it is, right? It's not necessarily the steal or the block. Those things are opportunities you have to find throughout a game. You can't spam it. This isn't 2K. Legend, Rouch, I hope I'm saying that right. Rouch Martin, MTW, was good. What's good, Legend? You're the legend. You're the legend. You're the legend. So you know, those are things that you could do as an individual. And again, as a team, I think you could try to accomplish the same thing. So let's take a look at some more Luka.
Doncic with 4 quick points for the Lakers. Here's Reeves. He drives the closeout. Luka with the cut. And the
I mean, he is so good on offense. It's really the defense that's the question mark, right? Is this it?
Los Angeles extra possessions to start this game. Doncic.
Let's see right here. Granted, I totally understand that he is in no man's land right now. Anthony Edwards is driving. He split the defense from the three-point line, mind you. He's on Jaden McDaniels. Gobert is driving. I understand the thought process that, yes, Anthony Edwards could make this pass. But again, what did we talk about? Homework. Force him to make that pass. That's not what he likes to do comfortably. Luka, that's not you driving. Like, Luka gotta understand, that's not you driving. That's Anthony Edwards driving. And is he capable of making the pass? I believe so. I would want to force him to do that time and again, in my opinion. Because I think he'll fumble it. He'll turn the ball over. You could potentially get some help. He could throw up an even worse shot than he takes. But
Sees
To
two,
just
pardon
stand
me.
there and do absolutely
Anthony Edwards saw
nothing to a
two,
guy that's
got through the
driving
lane.
from the three-point line to
Austin
me
Reeves
is
had
absurd.
that shot right at the beginning, but so smart, taking it into the middle of the land off.
There's nothing there. He just hits a three.
And you're talking about offensive rebound. And one of only 4 teams.
What was this? I think he just hits the shot right
Talking
here.
about OKC, Boston,
I mean,
and
come
Cleveland
on,
as the other
brother.
three. Only 4 teams.
I mean, come on, brother. Like he's already he took the step back already. Like he took the step back already. And this is the other thing that I noticed when I was watching this back. Everything the Minnesota Timberwolves ran in this first quarter was either at Luka, around Luka, towards Luka. Everything was directed at him because they know he's not going to get over and get out on this shooter. They know that. So they know if they drive towards him, he is going to stand there and ball watch. Right? He is that's really the issue. He is us on defense. He's us on defense. He is watching the game on defense, but he's on the court.
And you're talking about OKC, Boston, and Cleveland as the other 3.
All 60
Like,
win
bro.
teams as McDaniels hits the
What
Lesson
the
number
hell?
3. They won't fear your fit out there.
Is that how it is, Jimmy?
In here.
Good to start, but they've given up so many offensive rebounds.
alert right.
Right.
It's up to 12 already here in the
Again, look, go right at Luka.
first quarter.
Because they know he's not going to go around and dive down. Because what the hell are you trying to stay body on Rudy Gobert for? You know he's going to
As a
dive.
screener, then he just pops
And
right
Nas
back
Reed
out.
obviously hits a very
Reed
tough
with a classy
shot.
move to the basket. Light raises up and Laban chins it with the rebound.
But I think here's the deeper issue when it comes to the Lakers is they got 2 of these guys. Because the second Luka comes out the game, Austin Reeves is who they're picking on. Right? Austin Reeves is who they're picking on. And I think the other thing that I've noticed, I was going through just championship team after championship team. One thing that's very consistent is whoever your best offensive guys are, surround them with defenders and guys that could shoot. That's really it. And so if him and Austin Reeves cannot be on the floor at the same time in the playoffs, you just can't. You can't do that. That's just something you can't do. No, they're both a liability. D'Lo is a good example of what I want. He's not the best defender, but he tries and turn himself into a great communicator on D. That's all I ask. Austin tries, so I can't get mad. Can't get too mad. No, he was getting. Listen, it's the same thing. It is quite literally. It is the same thing, right? This play right here. What is this? All right, we're coming down. We're hunting a matchup. Right? We're down 6. We're hunting a matchup. Luka's the low man, so we love that. Hey, the other thing, if you don't realize, if you're the Lakers, Luka being the low man is not the answer. Luka being your low man is quite literally not the answer. He's not stepping up to help. So trying to put him on the corner guy to take him away from the play is actually hurting y'all also. So Luka's the low man. They get Austin Reeves on the ball, who, first and foremost, why the fuck are you this far out, my guy?
Flight. Finch makes the call offensively.
I don't get it. I don't get, again, what did we talk about? Doing too much over. Why? If you are by the 3-point line and he shoots this, then he shoots it. But to put yourself, he not even doing a real crazy combo. Lil Tween gets into your body, right? And what do we say? Luka not doing a damn thing. Look, they both here just watching. Hey, 2 out of their 5 players are fans just like us. Like, wow, look at that play. Look, hey, do you see that move? Hey, they're like, yo, you saw what he did to us? Shit.
Edwards steps through and lays it home on the floater. Just parked in the corner for a step-in 3. Here's Randall.
Where's the other play that I noticed?
Yeah, too many seconds. You know, we did a points. I think they had 11 of them. Offense, we're good throw.
All right, guys. Game did not.
I've noticed that Luka does this. Hold on. Let me try to and not scroll through here while I look for it. But another thing which Jeremy Lin mentioned was space, right? When a player bumps into you, right, trying to create contact and be physical, don't sit there and just simply concede space, right? Here, this is the play right here, actually. This is the play. And Luka does this all the time. I've noticed that he does this a lot, where when he's looking for the contact, instead of being big and using all of his 6'7", 6'8", however tall he is, 200 and whatever pounds, instead of using all of that size, he makes himself small, right? So we'll look at this right here.
6 points in the ball. Facing
2-man game. Naz Reid is in the... Obviously, Naz Reid can shoot a 3. He just hit a corner 3, right? So in this situation, right? In this situation, Julius Randle's gonna go to his right hand, which really, it should be a crime. Like, again, what do we talk about being in the right spot? He should be over here, right? Forcing him to his left hand to go towards the middle where there's more help. But instead, Rui needs to react because he knows Luka is not about to give any resistance to this. Instead of being able to stay at home, let's watch this.
Shrink the floor on him.
Do you see that what he does? He does this all the time.
They shrink the floor.
Why does he play defense like this? Why does he play defense like this? Why? And again, completely out of position and out of place again. Rui has to step in and help.
On the drive, the kick to Reid, and another 3.
Naz Reid hits another 3 in the same spot he just hit it. In the same exact spot where he just hit it. And again,
facing Finney Smith.
If Luka just wasn't so high, I get they're trying to help out over here, but if he's just lower, so he doesn't have a line drive, or they'll probably have to pass it back to Anthony Edwards or do something else with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Again, he just gets an easy line drive to the rim.
Floor on him. Randall on the drive, the kick to Reid, and
guess who's back? Hello, sir, and everyone. What's good, Bruce? What's good, Bruce? How you doing? So again, it's all about positioning and planning, knowing your personnel, knowing the other team's personnel, right? Again, Luka needs to be much, much better, but I think there's also some things for this team as a team defensively where they are just not connected. Again, it's hard to have trust in a player like Luka on defense when you see him concede so much possession to possession, and that to me is the funniest part. On offense, Luka constantly take space. Like on the offensive side of the ball, Luka is constantly using his body, using his entire frame to take up space, to get to the rim, to get closer to the basket. And so defense is overrated these days. LOL. Tibbs had defense and changed his style. I mean, I'll be honest too, right? I think defense is more difficult with a more spread out game, but we've also seen, like, the Oklahoma City Thunder, we've seen teams be consistent, right? Like the thing about the Oklahoma City Thunder, yes, they have great individual defenders, but they are so connected, right? Like when they move, it's not one person moving. They are moving as a unit, right? You could tell it's ingrained in them, the way they naturally shift, the way they naturally move. You saw it time and again in the Jokic in the Nuggets series. Whenever Jokic got the ball, they would slowly creep in. There wasn't a guy just running at Jokic, right? They would slowly creep in. And they would do it as a connected unit. All 5 players know and understand what to do. Players don't constantly overplay. Those basic things are what make great defensive teams. It's not just the individual defenders. So again, like I said, we're using Luka as an example, but they also need to get much better as a team. Mike Brown changed his style when he learned from Kerr. I think it's just not as much of a... It's not as much of an emphasis. It's not as much of an emphasis, but you see the teams that aren't good on defense, they get punished time and again. And the teams that at the very least don't compete, right? They are giving up. They are giving up insane games. And that's how it is, and that's how it'll always be. Another one. Let's take a look at this. Anthony Edwards going to his left hand.
In that second quarter.
No play. Just no play. You just run at Luka. There is no play. Just run at him.
Where they outscored.
He's not squared. Like he completely out of. Like I remember when I used to watch. Let me see if I can pull it up. Actually.
The philosophy.
Bro, I used to watch this all the time growing up, dog.
Behind defense is you try to limit the offense's capabilities or options. When I'm playing defense, the first thing I try to notice is some of the weaknesses of the offensive player. And noticing, I look at his tendencies. Does he like to go right? Does he like to go left? Can he use his right? Can he use his left? Does he like to shoot? Or can he shoot? If he can shoot, I'm going to make him drive. If he can't shoot, well, I'm going to back off and make sure he doesn't drive, forcing him to do things that he doesn't want to do. And as a defensive player, that's what you try to do to an offensive player. You stance. And you got many ways of coaches trying to teach players how to get into a good defensive stance. What I was always taught, is to try to be shoulder width apart. I like to put my right foot forward so that I can either direct the defensive player or offensive player where he wants to go. And I can react a little bit better if I'm not.
What does he talk about his peripherals?
If I'm on the ball in my feet, then that means I have to get to the ball. Why not go right, giving him the direction which is left. Then I am to go right.
What does he talk about the peripherals, dog?
So that means
Let's
I have
see
to
this.
put my left foot forward, and it's going to be mirroring the basketball. Foot stance where your right foot is ahead of the left way, because that's how you get feet as you are.
Dog, where does he talk about the peripherals, man? There's a part where he talks about having, like, looking at your peripherals, right? So in this situation right here, you would want Luka to be more squared to the basketball, because You know this guy is gonna go to the corner. He's not gonna dive at the rim. Like, that's just process of elimination, right? And if you're squared to the basket, you could either get out, or if you're squared to the ball, you could either get out or help. But right now, you can't do a fucking thing. You literally can't do anything in the position that Luka's in. And again, just being completely out of position at all times.
Edwards sprays it out to McDaniels. The corner three is pure.
That's why I don't think the conditioning will help in the ways he needs. I truly think Luka problem is attitude and mentality. I don't know how you get that through to him outside of, I guess, winning, right? But again, it's preaching being at the right place at the right time, right? Being at the right place at the right time can prevent a whole lot. It can prevent a whole lot, right? That's something that people do not see with some of these great defensive players like a Drew Holiday or like a Lou Dort that never shows up, like a Draymond that never shows up on the stat sheet. Them either being at the right spot, directing someone to be at the right spot. It doesn't produce a steal. It doesn't produce a block. It just forces the other team to go into a different option that eats at a clock and ultimately forces a bad shot. And it all could be stemmed from just, hey, we're just going to be here at the nail, or we're just going to be here at the dunk. It happens a lot. Again, I think we've gotten conditioned to think that defense is steals and blocks and blah, blah, blah. But it's not just those things, right? It's being at the right place at the right time. Is MJ going to do this again for NBC this fall? I hope so. LaNarrative not going to put a video like that. He's just going to have a stupid podcast about how the 90s are bad and that championships are not important. LOL. Hey, I think, what did they say in that report that Jordan actually hates the way that they talk about him and his legacy, and he's joining to, I guess, change some of that, right? To give the younger generation their credit, their just due. But again, I think we gotta lay down the foundation for a defensive player and a defensive team, right? Number one, conditioning is I think just a small part of that, right? The number one is don't overplay. Ultimately in these games, it's not who makes more plays, it's who makes less mistakes. That's really, think about how often players, coaches are looking at turnovers right after games. Right? These percentages are shooting field goal percentages. When you see teams shoot really bad, sometimes they're having bad nights. Other times it really is a product of teams not overplaying. Teams staying at home. Teams not overextending to try to be superheroes. Understanding I don't need to have 5 steals in this game for this to be considered a good defensive game. And I think that is important, right? Not overplaying. That's again, super important. Not conceding space, which is something Jeremy Lin spoke about a lot, right? Not conceding space, not just giving things up, because that on defense too, that's the other part. Especially against really great players. As long as you're not allowing them to get to their first option, as long as you're limiting their looks in their second option, and you're forcing them in their third or fourth option, in terms of shots, in terms of looks, you are winning. If at the end of that game they had 35, but it's on a bunch of spin shots, fadeaways, you shake their hand and you say that's why you are a top 75 player. That is all you can do sometimes. Right? Great players make plays. But the other reality is you're not scoring a whole bunch of points game in and game out doing that. Right? Like some of the Kyrie Irving, those incredible highlights, he's not doing that game in and game out. 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up. That's when he started scoring 28 plus a game. That's where a majority of his points are coming from. Coming off a pick, 1-2 catch and shoot. Like that's hang dribble pull up. Like that's where a majority of his game is coming from. You get the crazy plays because I've done so many 1 dribble, so many 2 dribble pull ups that now this guy has to overreact. Oh, behind the back, tween, has he? That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. But you know, again, that's the whole philosophy of defense, and I think that's the thing that realistically, right, if you are a team, I think that needs to be a constant open dialogue. I think that's the other part that's important, is the conversation aspect. Right? The conversation aspect for your team. Like for example, in where was that Luka situation? Let me find it. Let me find it right now. That awful, the pick where they just did absolutely nothing. What the hell? Trying to find it, y'all. Like, I think these philosophies got to get built out throughout the year. For example, maybe as a team, you want Luka to go over, to go under on some of these pick and rolls. But y'all have to be able to adjust throughout the year where maybe certain matchups, you have to switch that. Right? I'm trying to find this pick and roll right now. Fuck. Where is this shit? I don't even remember the who like hit the shot. That's the part. What the helly? What the helly, Burton? What the helly? Let me see. First half. 22 field goals. I'm gonna have to mute it. Excuse me. What y'all getting into this weekend, man? What y'all getting into this weekend? While we before we keep on continue to shit on Luka Doncic's defense, what y'all getting into this weekend? Yo, I'm trying to find this. This one is absolutely egregious, though. He got caught watching. No. No, that's not it either. That's not it. Bro, where is this? Am I tripping? I gotta be blasted, bro. Where is this shit? What the hell? How come I can't find it now? What the hell? Yo, where the hell was that play, Elijah? What the fuck? We were cutting ass on it. What the hell? Don't worry. He just did nothing. That's crazy. But yeah, like again, like I said, there's just I think these things gotta get built out through training camp, through the early part of the season. Right? That's why what we've seen for the most part with these good defensive teams are they're good from start to finish. Right? Right? The Orlando Magic, regardless of who was in the game, they competed and they were consistent on defense. The Thunder, the Cavaliers, like these teams were very consistent defensively. And then, the Warriors became that team once Jimmy Butler got in there, which honestly, I would question just that team in general, because I get that Jimmy is great, but to depend that much on one person to anchor the offense and the defense, essentially, it makes it really difficult, in my opinion, because when he's out, there's such a disparity, and now that second unit can't keep consistently what you guys were able to do. It just makes it very hard, in my opinion. What's good, Jay? What's good, Tulip Plays? Hips are so important to defense. What do you mean by that? I'm curious what you mean by that, just so we can have the convo. What do you mean by that? Using your hips or the offensive player's hips? It's almost like they need someone like Jonathan Kuminga. They only want him for really cheap. I value interior defense over perimeter defense, although both are important. I think, yeah, so like I was taught very early to always watch the hips of the offensive player, not the ball. Right? A lot of people watch the basketball, and that's how you get put in a cycle. So, if you're on defense, watch the player's hips. They can't go anywhere without those hips. They can't make a move. It'll show you which direction they want to go. All of those things are extremely important. And then your hips, you have to be able to be as squared to them as possible, right? The second you start turning your hips too much, and they are not, in a position to drive, that's when you get the snatchbacks. That's when you get the crossovers, right? That's how you get the people that are spinning in complete circles when someone snatches the ball back, right? Because you are twisting way too much, over committing to that move that the offensive player is making. But again, I think I value interior defense. I think the thing about interior defense is it's much harder. I mean, it's much easier, right? Being a perimeter defender is not just really difficult. It's not just really difficult, right? But I think players have gotten very lazy I think you start off watching hips, but you need to watch both to be elite. I've always thought this, right? I think you watch hips because that's how you can be consistent. Your natural ability to have quick hands, that varies person to person. And I think the really great defenders, right? It's not that you're watching the ball necessarily. I think they know where these players like to have the ball. So you know if a player has a ball up here that they're probably going to pass, there are very few players like a Klay Thompson, like a Steph Curry, where if the ball is here, they can shoot it still. Right? So I think over time, you just make those reads a lot easier. Right? So if you have a player like a James Harden, right? Like a James Harden, for example, right? If he has the ball in his right hand and you're watching his hips, he likes to get to that step back, right? He likes to get to that step back. So you know in that situation, if you stab at it, he's going to tween or he's going to go behind the back, right? So you have to, you know, it's a balance, right? It's a balance. And I think you have to be able to make those reads in a quick second in the middle of a basketball game. And again, that's why it's really difficult, because you're dealing with the best offensive players in the world who are looking for the slightest, right? like literally just a little like that is enough for somebody to get a shot off. Right? It's enough to get somebody for them to get a shot off. Like I remember when Chris Paul started putting the ball out. Right? When he started putting the ball out, because he would make passes, guys would freeze. And then he learned how to shoot from that spot just off of practice. But those are the things that, you know, I really enjoy watching, right? Because he realized that defenses are freezing anytime he's faking the pass. If I can learn how to shoot from this position without having to pull it back, because Chris Paul is so small, right? That little space is all he needed, right? That little space is all he needed. And now if you're a defender, are you going to react to it or not? Right? Are you going to react to it or not? Because now once he fakes it over here, up and under, right? If you jump on his fake, he'll go right up under. Floater, pass, layup, whatever, right? So all of those little things are, you know, that those to me are the really fun parts of the game. Now we done with Kuminga. I don't want him on this team. Kuminga has no defensive techniques. Y'all are divas in Golden State who drive out talent consistently. Divas that are winners, but that's okay to say, Elijah. All winners are always divas. Wait, hold on, Elijah. You can't even lie. That ain't wrong. Yo, I hate that you doubled that. Because I respect it so much. Yo, the double down. Nah, you got to respect the double down. Nah, you got to respect the double down, yo. Oh, my God. Whew. Whew. I will say, I think Kuminga, here's the reason why I wouldn't want Jonathan Kuminga right now. Because I think he goes against everything that I've talked about today. He's in a spot where I think every player has to learn this, right? Every player has to learn that you doing it by yourself does not work. There are some players that until you go through it, you question it, right? It's the same thing as if I told you the stove is hot, right? If I tell 10 kids the stove is hot, don't touch it. 9 out of 10 kids probably won't touch it. That one kid has to go find out, right? That one kid has to go find out. And I think right now, Jonathan Kuminga is in a position where he don't care what anyone has said. He don't care that Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, Draymond, Jimmy, they're talking about winning. This is how you win. Buy into this winning culture. I don't think he cares. I think he wants to find out for himself. And respectfully, I could respect that. If he's verbalized that, I could respect that, and all I could do at this point is part ways with you. Because you got to go figure that out yourself. Kyrie said the same thing after he left from Brown. He's like, damn, I'm sorry, bro. He said, yo, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. Like, it happens, right? Everyone has to go find out that you actually can't do it yourself. We've talked about Kobe, Jordan. Not to say Kuminga is that, but there are some people who just, I have to touch the stove to make sure. that's just how it goes. Kuminga thinks he is all that, and he is not him. Well, y'all need him. He is what he. Well, y'all need what he is offering. Is that not the Warriors culture to think extremely high of yourself? Well, I think the Warrior culture is the Steph Curry culture. I think that's what it is. Right? And the reason the Kevin Durant and Steph Curry thing, it had nothing to do with Steph or KD. Right? It had everything to do with, this is a Steph Curry production. Right? This is a Steph Curry thing. Steve Kerr is on podcasts talking about, I would just be another random coach if it wasn't for Steph Curry. Everything in Golden State revolves around Steph Curry. And what I believe happened is Kevin Durant got those MVPs, and instead of it was the Warriors plus Kevin Durant. And it's not Steph's fault. It's not really anyone's fault. But that's just what the Golden State Warriors are until Steph leaves. And with that comes the basketball part, where, what did we just talk about with the Draymond Green thing, where Steph goes, no, I need to take that shot in that moment. Not everyone is cool with that. Not everyone can see. I think I deserve that shot. Rightfully so, if you put the work in, right? I can't say you're not that person until I've seen you in that moment. And I think Jonathan Kuminga right now just needs to be in that moment to really find out. But that's just what I think of that whole situation. They did the same thing to KD and Poole. The organization is the problem on this issue. Specifically, the Warriors culture is making Curry look good. It's okay, Elijah. I'm sorry your team has not won in a while. Again, like Bruce, I think you're agreeing with kind of what I'm saying. Am I wrong am I correct in saying that? You're agreeing with everything that I've this whole breakdown of what the Warriors organization is, right? Because the reality for the Warriors, the billions that they've made is off the back of Steph Curry. That's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. The MVP, all of that stuff was great. The billions they made, even as Kevin Durant was the MVP of those finals, was still off the back of Steph Curry. That's just the reality. Right? When I talk about KD was the number one, I'm talking basketball. That's what I'm talking about. But the billions of dollars that the Golden State Warriors have made over the last 15 years or however long is off the back of Steph Curry. That's why everything is geared towards him. He needs to get the shot. When there's winning situations, he needs to be the one that hits it. Because unfortunately, Jonathan Kuminga, it hits differently when Steph hits the shot for the win. on House of Highlights, ESPN, wherever, it hits differently when it's Steph Curry versus Jonathan Kuminga. That's just the reality of this. But KD and Poole were not turned away by the organization. KD left because he wanted to play with his friends. He thought the fans did not appreciate him enough, and Crazy Green disrespected him. Poole opened his mouth and Crazy Idiot Green punched him. Okay, but don't you think, Bruce, that by not publicly defending those guys, that the organizations had chosen a side and said they basically chose Draymond Green's side, and you're the one that's getting punched in the face? Don't you think that does fall on the organization, right? And then years later we have Draymond, getting Gobert in a chokehold. That's on the organization, in my opinion. That falls on their shoulders. You didn't back Jordan Poole after that situation. Not really. Green Curry or Poole Curry. So bye Poole. But again, I think that's why Draymond talks the way that he talks. It's kind of fostered this behavior, right? It's kind of fostered this behavior. Oh, but here, we'll talk about this and then I'll get up out of here. Let's see this real quick.
I want to ask y'all this question. I'm saying, y'all in the high school game, a young player who just get buckets and they're trying to go to college or the next level, what would you tell them? To be a specialist or learn how to do everything well, or just what's your advice for them?
You want to make the NBA?
No. Got hit with some ad cheese.
But you've always been like that. See me?
Yeah.
Before you hear me. All done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Not so fast.
Is that Leah Boston?
I love you.
W.
If you're an illegal alien,
What the
runway is your future because you're headed home.
You need to be a
What the hell?
You need to be really good at something. Like if you're a knockdown shooter, you need to perfect that. They're gonna have a job for you. Or if you're a defender, lock up. NBA is about specialists, but college you probably need to do a little more, a little everything.
I don't agree, Mook. I think it depends what role you play. So if you're a point guard, you probably want to be really good at a little bit of everything. You want to be able to make other people better, scoring, passing, a good defender. Just play the right way, but have this scoring ability. Obviously be able to shoot the basketball. But if you a 6'7" wing, I want to be a good rebounder. Like, I want to be able to shoot, and I want to be a good defender. I can figure everything else out. I can run the floor. Somebody, you know what I mean? I could be a specialist, kind of, depending on the height. If I'm a center, I need to be able to shoot. I need to be able to play back to the basket, catch a lob, and be skillful enough to do dribble handoffs and stuff. Pass. Like, I have to have some type of skill. On the perimeter a little bit, but have to be a really good rim protector. So it just depends on your height, to me.
So do you guys agree? What would you tell a player that's coming up if they were to ask you, what do I need to work on? What do I need to do? What skills are the most important? Like, what would you tell a young kid coming up to try to make it to the NBA? Because I know my number one thing. For me, my number one thing, regardless of height, regardless of position, regardless of any of that, regardless of skill, natural physical talent, regardless of any of that, you got to be able to shoot. Right? So to any player coming up, whether you're a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, it don't matter. Whether you're a starter, you're coming off the bench, if you can shoot the basketball, you will find yourself a spot in the league. And this has been true for the longest time in the NBA. if you can shoot the basketball, you can find your spot, and you can find a spot in the league for a very, very long time. Now, the second thing I would say is really evaluate yourself. Right? So the height is just the aspect of it. Are you fast? Do you jump high? Are you quick? Maybe you're fast, but not that quick. Maybe you're quick, but not that fast. Right? You have to figure a lot of those things out. And then, excuse me, people hate the comparisons, right? People hate the comparisons, but they are important in visualizing how you could look in the league. Right? Everyone wants to ISO, dribble, shoot. Right? Everyone wants to practice that part. But can you come off of the ball, and once you practice the spot shooting and master that, can you run off of a screen and get a shot on the move? Right? When the defense is coming, are you making the right passes, right? So especially if you're bigger nowadays, I think being able to make a play in the mid-range area is really important, right? So if you're a big, when you're getting the ball on a roll, not only do you want to be able to catch and hit that, be able to hit that mid-range shot, but you want to be able to at least put the ball on the floor 2 to 3 times. That would be my goal. If you're a big coming up, have a move for 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 3 dribbles from free throw line down. Make sure you can go left. Make sure you can go right. And the thing that I will say is, when you're going left, can you still make a pass to the left corner? When you're going right, can you still make a pass to the right corner? Can you get to the rim? That would be how I would build their game out. Again, it's about trying to visualize yourself on the next level. I think shooting is number one. Assessing yourself and being very honest with who you are as a player, as an athlete, is really, really important. But again, what did I talk about the other day? Something that you could do regardless of your athleticism is study. The one thing you could do regardless of how athletic you are is study. Because now, when you're in the game, let me try to find the spot again. Let me try to find oh, it was here. Oh, it was in this game. So again, right?
And it comes from.
Oh, this is the play right here.
First trip down for Slovenia.
High pick and roll.
Now
gives it to the wing.
First field goal.
He puts himself in a tough spot. So when I say be in the right spot, right, and understanding who you are as a player, if you know you have to be here, for example, if you're Luka, if you want to get lower, if you know that you are not that quick, then you will get here early, understanding that that player might turn around and try to pass it to this guy. Right? It's thinking ahead, because you know you can't just run out and get to him. Right? It's pre-planning.
From 3-point territory.
Boom, I'm gonna get a foot in here, prevent this guy from getting in, and then start running back out. Right? Those are the little things that you have to do as a defender to be able to adjust, right? If you're not that fast, you got to know that. That means I have to get to things quicker. That means I have to get to the right spot early. That means I have to, okay, I have to damn near get out before they know, because I know he's going to want to take that shot, or this player wants to pass that. Right? You are pre-planning everything. And again, within the flow of the defense. But I I still think Luka's gonna be MVP. With all that said, I still think he's gonna be MVP. I still think he's gonna be MVP. But again, we were kind of nerding out today. Positioning, some philosophies. This was a nerd episode if I've seen one. And if you've liked it, man, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me as always. We're gonna be back to our regularly scheduled program next week, I promise. But thank you guys so much, man. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Tulip Plays. Who else came in here? Rouch Martin. Man, thank you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the greatest. Y'all could have been anywhere on the internet, but y'all were here with me, and I appreciate you for that. So thank you so much. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great one, man. Peace.